What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, Naomi, to a new mini episode of Unspoken Truth podcast. I apologize for my tardiness today. Okay, so today's topic is cut liquor and spiked drinks. For those who have been following me over the last week or so, or even watched the video that I put up about this particular subject, this is based off of my most recent experience out and about in the city where I live. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there before I start talking. Okay, now for those who don't know where I'm from Cleveland. Um, would be so much going on. So I'm pretty sure we made a name for ourselves and not necessarily in the best way. Okay. So about a week and a half ago, I was out. I got invited out to an ugly sweater party. I'm really not the type at this season and age in my life to actually go out and engage in bar settings. Um, I did that already. Okay. So that's not really something that I'm into, but I got invited and I hadn't been out in a while, so I decided that I would go. Um, Also, that night there was a fight, a boxing match that was happening that night as well. Okay. So I'm just giving you a little insight on my mindset, thought process, and what was going on at the time. Okay. My plan was to show my face at this party I had been invited to, hang out for a little while, and then make it back to my other friend's house to watch the fight. Okay. Now, mind you, while I'm on the way to the party, I go into the wrong establishment. First of all, this is not a place I've ever been to before. It was my first time. Okay. Um, so I didn't even really know where the place was at. The first place I went in was not the place I was supposed to be at. Okay. I figured that out once I reached out to the person who invited me. Now, the person who invited me, I thought, okay, I never had no ill experience with her. We done hung out a couple times. And I just want to touch on that. Sometimes we feel like people are more to us than what they actually are. Okay. Um, I learned a valuable lesson this night, but let me get back to the story, okay? I contacted her because obviously the first place I went in, I'm walking around and I don't see her, okay? This is how I know, okay, either she sent me the wrong address or I'm at the wrong address. Either way, I knew I wasn't supposed to be at that location, okay? I called her. I said, "Hey, I don't see you." She like, "I don't see you either. Where you at?" I said, "I thought I was at the right place, but I walked around. I don't see you." She like, "Yeah, I don't see you either." When I come back out of the bar that I went in, that was the wrong location. I see it's another bar like several feet ahead of me. Okay, again, I'm in a environment, a neighborhood that I'm not real familiar with. I'm from the city, but I'm not real familiar. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you some insight. I've been living here my whole life. So finally, I realized, okay, this is the wrong place. This is the right place. So I moved the car to the bar several feet in front of me, parked in the front. Okay, now I'm following the crowd. I see people walking up this driveway around the back of this establishment. Okay, so now mind you, I never been there before, so I'm just kind of walking with the crowd. I ain't thought about calling her back and saying, "Hey, I'm here," until I got to the back, and I started thinking, I wonder if I should call her or just go with the crowd, or should I just be following where everybody else going? So that's what I was doing. She called me. She said, "No, don't walk with everybody else. Don't come in with everybody else. I'm going to walk you through the front." So I walked back towards the car. Again, I'm parked in front of this establishment. I walk back towards the car. She opens the front door. I go through the front. I didn't go through the back, through security, through none of that. I walked through the front because again, this is supposed to be my friend, and she is the manager of this establishment. Okay. Um, I go in, I put my coat up, we walk to the bar. Now it's two sides to this building. One side is for something else that they got going on, and the other side is this bar. Um, I'm observant. I'm a very observant person. Okay. So I'm just taking notes of what I see around me. My mother raised me when you out and about somewhere, pay attention to key things, whether it be just a little sign or something, whether it be a specific word or phrase or catch or whatever. Remember something so that if something go wrong, you can remember something that's gonna help you piece it together, whatever you going through. Okay, so I'm just throwing that out there. So okay, we go over to the bar. I sit down. I order me a drink. Now this establishment is full to the capacity. Okay. Um, it's a lot going on. So I'm a person where I read the room. What do I mean by that? I'm scanning the room. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out the people I'm around. I'm very observant. I'm scanning the room. Okay. I sit down. I notice that there is a gentleman to my left. He's extremely intoxicated. You could just see that. Okay. Um, I'm not judging nobody. We at a party, so I'm assuming that there is going to be some drinking. I'm there to have a drink as well, so I'm not bashing nobody. Okay. I noticed that he's getting aggressive with this young lady, so I tap on the bar, tell my friend, "Hey, you probably want to get this young man over here. There's about to be a fight, scuffle, something. Something is about to happen." Okay. At this point, she's pouring my drink. I'm watching her pour my drink because I'm a person. If I can't watch you, I don't want you. Okay. Even more so, I buy my own liquor. I travel with what is considered a flask. Most older people know what that is. Maybe some of the younger people know what that is. But if I'm going to be going out and drinking and we're going to be doing that type of time, I would rather bring or buy my own stuff. Okay. But again, I'm trusting this person that invited me to this party. I watch her pour my drink. She brings me my drink. I'm sitting there, I'm sipping it. Okay. But I'm also still trying to watch my environment because, as I said, there's a gentleman to my left that's being real aggressive with a female. I don't know if it's his girlfriend or maybe he don't know her. I don't know. But I'm busy watching my environment. And there's a lot going on. The bar is full. As I'm telling her about the gentleman being aggressive to my left, I'm looking to my right. There's another gentleman. I'm sitting at the end of the bar. Okay, there's no other seats on the right side of me. There's seats on the left, but there's no more seats on the right. I'm the last seat at the bar. Now, this is an establishment where I don't know if you're familiar with laws in different places, but here in the city, you're not allowed to smoke cigars, cigarettes, miles, marijuana, whatever. You're not allowed to do that in a lot of the bar scenes. But in this particular environment, oh, you can smoke, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. All right, bet. I smoke. Yeah, I've never hid that from anybody, okay? I probably smoke more than I drink. But nevertheless, I proceeded to light my cigar and I'm just watching. I'm sipping my drink and I'm watching. I'm not sure if I took my hand off my cup or what caused me to sit my cup down in front of me. Now, I know. I'm I'm a smart girl. I've worked in the bar scenes for many years, so I know how to watch my drinks. I know how to pay attention to people. But again, there's so much going on in this bar. I'm not really sure why I set my cup down. But within seconds, my cup is in somebody else's hand. Okay? I know this sounds weird, but just follow me. I look to the left and then look to the right, and I see my cup is in this gentleman's hand, and his cup is sitting on the bar. Now I know what I'm drinking, so it don't really matter what's in his cup, but I'm just kind of setting the stage, if you will, for how I believe this was able to happen. Okay. I look to my left because I'm still trying to watch this gentleman over here and him being aggressive with this female and the huge crowd that's behind me. Now, I suffer from PTSD and anxiety. I really cannot be in crowds of people anymore. It just do something to my anxiety, okay? But I'm trying to remain calm because I don't plan on staying too long. I just came to show my face, support my friend, have a drink, and I'm going where I was originally supposed to be going, okay? I look over to the right. This guy got my drink in his hand. And I'm not sure if he was talking to somebody or if he was just out of it himself. But I grabbed my cup out of his hand, put his cup in his hand. I know this sounds crazy as hell, but just follow me because I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out why is my cup in his hand. But yeah, his cup is sitting on the bar. Now, the smart thing probably would have been to leave the cup because I already see that he didn't pick mine up. Maybe he mistook it for his. I don't know. But I said all of that to say that there is a lot of stuff that people doing out here. Drugs. Um, and we know the different drugs that I mean you could get away with in any setting and ain't nobody really gonna be paying attention. Okay? I'm telling her like it's stuff going on, mind you. I'm telling her like, dude got my drink in his hand, this and that. But mind you, I've already taken the cup from him. Now I'm holding it, right? It's not very much liquor left in there. I'm not really sure if I drank the rest of what was in the cup or if I set the cup down and got to get her attention. Whatever it was, within 10 to 15 minutes of this cup swap, now I'm dizzy. And I could feel it like right away. It wasn't like, okay, I was there for a long time. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't even there an hour, I don't think, before this incident occurred. I started feeling dizzy. So again, I'm sitting on the end of the bar. It is nowhere to go unless I go to the left where all this crowd is at, or if I go to the right and around the bar the way I came in. So something told me to get up because now I don't feel right. I feel funny. My body don't feel right. Okay, I'm I feel dizzy. So I get up out the seat. I start walking towards my friend again. She working. She's supposed to be the manager of this place. Okay. So I'm trying to get to her as quick as I can because I can just feel myself like starting to feel faint. Okay. Um, she finally notices me walk behind the bar. And so she could see me. She looking at me, I'm looking at her, but I'm staggering. Now, mind you, I only had this one drink. Not several drinks, not three or four. I had this one drink. So she grabbed me like both arms, like, whoa, what is going on? And I'm telling her, like, I don't know, but I don't feel right. You know, I'm still conscious enough to understand that something is wrong, but trying to explain, okay, to her. Because again, she working and I'm trying to tell her about the stuff that I see going on as I'm sitting there. But never mind any of that now. I'm feeling some type of way. Okay. Now I'm going to just stop right there for a second before I finish the rest of the story, because I was trying to figure out what would I do if the shoe was on the other foot. Okay, I didn't start feeling a type of way about her, the situation, any of it until the next day. Okay, um, she proceeds to. So let me just say that first of all, I wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't even been there if she wouldn't have invited me. Okay, I think that's the part that is mind-boggling to me. Because again, this is somebody I done hung out with several times. I ain't never had no issues. I ain't never seen her be around nothing hardcore or nothing out the ordinary. Um, yeah, no. So I'm blown away. I'm immediately thinking about this dude. Okay, I cannot shake this feeling about this man. Okay, who picked up my cup. Now, again, like I said, it's people out here that's doing real hardcore drugs. And one of the most lethal drugs right now is fentanyl. Okay. I, I'm not saying that's what it was. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I don't know because I don't do hardcore drugs. Okay. I never have. Don't want to. Okay. She proceeds to take me to the back of the building, sit me down in a chair, so I can try to gain my composure. I'm discombobulated, like I said. I'm staggering to her, and I've only had one drink. And I don't even believe I had the full drink. So now I'm trying to figure out what is it that's got me feeling dizzy, faint. Now, for those who drink, and I'm sure everybody then drank past their limit before. Okay? I'm just trying to give you the feeling of what was going on in my body at the time. I felt like I had too much to drink. Okay? And that if I was to close my eyes, it would feel like the room was spinning. Okay? Um, it was crazy. My heart was beating real fast. My breathing was heavy. Okay? Because now I'm starting to panic. My heart is beating fast. My breathing is off. I'm feeling dizzy. I don't understand what's happening. Okay? I'm trying to get my phone, whatever I can, I'm trying to call somebody. Like I said, she set me down in the chair, but she also left me there for a significant amount of time. Now, don't get me wrong, I said she was working, but that was kind of odd to me. Yes, I'm working, but I invited my friend to this establishment and something is happening with her. In my mind, if the shoe was on the other foot and I was her and she was me, I would have had to have told whoever I work for, hey, hold on. Something is going on with my sister, friend, with whoever she told these people I was, okay? I would have had to see about me. I would have had to see about her. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now I'm sitting in the back of this building, discombobulated, dizzy, heart beating fast, and I'm just sitting there by myself. She not there back there trying to console me or give me nothing, no water, nothing. I'm just sitting in this chair and I'm panicking. The more I'm sitting there, the more I'm panicking. Okay. Um, so now I'm starting to cry because I don't understand what's happening. If anybody has been in a situation, circumstance, or environment where they don't feel safe, I feel like crying is like almost a go-to immediately before you can try to figure out what to do and how to do it. Okay, so now I'm in panic mode. Again, I have anxiety and PTSD, so now I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here, I'm trying to control and calm my breathing. My heart is beating. I'm trying to figure out how I can slow that down, and I'm calling people. I called several people before I ended up on the phone with one of my exes because he just so happened to be the only one answer the phone. Okay. So let me just tell you how scary this really is, okay? I'm on another side of town, not the side of town where I live, not the side of town that I'm familiar with, a good 20 some minutes from home, okay? I'm sitting in this chair and I'm panicking. Again, my heart is beating fast. I feel faint and dizzy. And I'm just trying to figure out who I can talk to, who I can call, for somebody to pick me up, help me, because I just feel helpless. I'm just sitting there and I just feel helpless. Um, my ex answered the phone. I said, I need help. He said, what? Now imagine a person like me. If you know me personally, I have a hell of a sense of humor. Not to say that I would call and say something like that to somebody, but just imagine you just randomly call somebody out the blue, and when they answer the phone, you say, I need help. Okay? He probably thinking I'm about to say some funny shit or that I'm calling to talk shit or whatever. When he hear me crying, heavily breathing, saying I need help, now he like, wait a minute, what's going on? Where you at? And I'm trying to explain to him where I'm at. I don't know the name of the place. I know the address. I can tell you the area, the vicinity, but I don't know the name of this place. I've never been there before. This is my first time. I'm trying to tell him about the things I remember around this place when I walked in, before I walked in. Okay. Um, just trying to give any kind of information that will help him know where I'm at. Now, mind you, he don't live here, but he has lived here. So he said, "Where you at? What you doing?" I said, I'm just sitting here. I'm so discombobulated. I'm out of breath. I'm dizzy. My heart is beating real fast. I don't know what's going on." So this is a person that knows me very well. Okay, um, if I'm a drink, because again, I'm more of a smoker than I am a drinker. If I'm going to drink, it's not going to be to that magnitude that I will feel how I'm sitting here feeling at this moment. I would never. Okay, that's number one. Because I'm one of them people. If you're gonna get smashed, you might as well stay at home, or at least be somewhere where you gonna feel safe. Okay, that's not something I recommend you doing while you in public. Okay, so he knew for a fact there's no way that I got smashed like this, and I'm outside. Okay. I explained to him what went on. I told him I only had one drink. He like, you sure? I'm positive. I had no plans on having more than one drink. I had no plans on being there no more than about an hour. At this point, I'm sitting in this chair a good 20, 30 minutes. Just sitting there. Eventually she come back to check on me, but I'm scared, I'm angry, I'm nervous. I'm all of these feelings because I'm not understanding what's happening with me. Okay. Eventually, I say, let me out of here. I already got my coat and belongings and stuff, and I'm ready to go to the car. Would I suggest that you try to drive yourself home after an experience like this? No. But I also had somebody that I could talk to. I was not, whatever it was, okay, whether it was the liquor being cut, whether it was something on that man's hands that touched my cup, I don't know. Whatever it wasn't enough to knock me out. Okay. So I'm just letting y'all know, like, I never became unconscious or nothing, but I absolutely got a whiff, a taste, something within my bloodstream that let me know that something was off. Okay. I sat in the car for at least a half hour after I got out of there, just trying to get myself together. I got the windows rolled down. I'm trying to get some air, and I'm still talking to my ex on the phone because he not gonna let me off the phone. He like, no, don't hang up. He like, because at this point, I'm not sure if I should be calling the ambulance, the police. I don't know. He like, but I need to make sure you okay. And I wasn't. Okay. I'm having trouble breathing. Again, my heart is beating fast. I'm not so much feeling as dizzy as I was before I walked out of there, but I'm still out of it. I'm not myself. Okay. Um, I sat in the parking lot for a half hour, just sitting there, thinking like, well, if nothing else, time passing, I'm gonna be able to get myself home. Again, I'm 20 minutes or more from my house. Okay. I don't know. I really, really, really don't know what I came in contact with. Okay. I was able to get myself home, but it appeared that I just had too much to drink. That's all it appeared as. It didn't appear like somebody had did something to my drink, or to me, it just appeared like from a person on the outside looking in, like, okay, she went out, she got busted. That's it. I want every woman that's tapped in, tuned in. Hey, listen, man, stop going against your gut. Okay, that's number one. Because my gut had already told me before I even decided to go to the party to not go. Sometimes you just have this little voice pop up in your head telling you stuff, and sometimes we dismiss it, ignore it, or pretend that it don't exist. Okay, I believe that that's one of the things that I did this particular night. I dismissed that because I already knew that I had told myself I wasn't gonna go. Now, mind you, all this year I've not been outside really. Yes, here and there, but when I say outside, I'm talking about like it's plenty of stuff to do in the summertime. Okay. I did get out in safe settings. Okay. I've been to several concerts this year, safe settings. Okay. But I'm talking about like the bar scene, the club scene, that type of thing. I'm not interested in that no more. Okay. So the only reason why I said yes to the invite, because again, I'm thinking this is my friend. All right. I make it home, I sleep it off. The next day, of course, I got tons of questions. I got tons of questions. I've already played everything back after I woke up. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened, what could have possibly happened. Again, I've had a bartender certificate since 2011, 12. So I'm not unfamiliar with bars, okay? Now, I just want to talk about some of the things that's been happening in the city where I live at over the last decade. Okay. And we'll just say 10 years, 5 years really ain't that much. Over the last decade with bars, with respect to cutting their liquor. What do I mean by that? Adding stuff to it, stretching it, trying to make it more than what it is. Not even mixing it with the same liquor that the bottle say, that type of stuff. Okay. There is a lot of things that you could mix with alcohol and a person would never know. Okay. Um, and I hate to say this, but I watch a lot of TV, crime TV, that type of stuff. I actually wanted to be a forensics. Um, Pay attention, but more importantly, stay out of these bars. Stay out of these clubs. I know. When you young, you want to get outside. You want to experience certain things. You want to have fun. I understand that wholeheartedly because in my late teens, early 20s, I had that same mindset. I wanted to go have fun. I wanted to experience what everybody else was doing in these settings. But I promise you, the life and world we living in right now, it's just not safe, man. And you can't determine if somebody is going to have your best interests at heart or not. Because at the end of the day, when you in them type of settings, you really can only depend on yourself. I know a lot of us believe that people they got our backs, they gonna look out for us, that's not a guarantee, okay? That somebody is not gonna try to harm you or put you in harm's way. This particular incident could have been real bad, man. If I would have had either ingested more, drank more, stuck around longer, whatever, it could have been really bad for me. Well, I wouldn't be here telling the story about what happened. My family would be trying to figure out what happened. And the way this stuff go with heavy narcotics and drugs and experimenting and just certain people doing this and doing, you never know what mindset somebody got, okay? Whether you think you know them or not, you never know. I said all that to say, be careful, man. Don't play Russian roulette with your life. I'm not saying be a hermit, never get out, enjoy yourself. What I'm saying is, if the environments are not safe, then why are you there? Okay. If somebody that invited you somewhere, they don't make you feel safe, then why are you there? I'm not saying that nobody is responsible to babysit, take care of nobody else, but really, like, if you see something going on with somebody, why wouldn't you try to help them? I learned a valuable lesson with this experience. Number one, follow your first mind, your intuition, your gut, and what it's telling you. If something don't feel right, it's probably because it's not. If something feel off, it's probably because it is. I'm not really sure if that's the lesson I was supposed to be learning from this experience. But I think that the most important thing, walking away from it, being able to speak about it, discuss it afterwards. When there's so many people out here getting spiked and roofied and drugged and kidnapped and murdered, the most important lesson of the whole experience is to watch the company you keep. Okay? If you don't take nothing else from the story that I just told you, please, man, watch the company you keep. Stop being so naive into thinking, oh no, that person wouldn't do that or they would never. Because guess what? The moment you start saying stuff like that to yourself, oh, they ain't gonna do me like that. They wouldn't never do nothing like that. Guess what? The universe set the stage for them to prove you wrong. Okay? It's on me for me to continue that connection with her. But I can tell you now that it's been severed. Because I'm a person who is big on loyalty. I barely trust. So I'm not saying that she did it to me herself, but why even invite me into an environment that you feel like is unsafe? And the fact that I got to even question you and what you may or may not have done is enough for me to disconnect. Okay? Because I may have not been so lucky. Trust and believe, I thank God that I was able to get out of that situation, that it didn't affect me the way it could have. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I got a lot to live for. And under no circumstances is that going to be the way I choose to go up out of here. No. So if you just tapped in and you didn't get a chance to hear the full story, follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I'll be sharing a clip of this episode on TikTok. But be careful, man. It's so much going on. It's so much stuff that appear to be something that is not. Be careful, man. Because everybody not playing fair. Everybody don't have your best interests at heart. Hell, we live amongst some people that just simply don't care about your life, their life, whatever. Okay? Be smart. Understand that these bars, these establishments, these clubs, they lions dens. That's how I look at them. It's why I've tried my best to stay away from them. Because here's the thing, no matter whether or not you get patted down, security is present, or whatever, there is no guarantee that nothing is going to happen while you at this establishment, man. It's no guarantee that you walk out of there the same way you walked in. There's really no guarantee that you're going to be safe in these environments either. Again, I'm not sure who's familiar with what go on in my city, but it has been a good 8 murders over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Some in bar-like settings, club-like settings, after-hour spots, whatever. Understand that alcohol is being used like it's always been being used, and that's to impair. The bars and the club's job is to bring money, revenue through the doors. For that establishment to be productive. Unfortunately, there are not as many and I don't want to say good people, but it's not enough people who own establishments such as this one that I was in that's actually watching, paying attention, controlling the temperature, the narrative, the stage, the tone. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because in most of their minds, it's about the money. What we producing? What's coming through? Who's spending what? What you see? So never get too comfortable out and about. Like I said, if you're gonna drink, bring your own liquor. Okay? And that way you ain't got to worry about if somebody spiked or cut or touched or did something to you ain't gotta worry about that. Carry you a flask or something. They make them in so many different ways now. A person wouldn't even know that's what it was. Okay? But be careful. Because nothing is impossible with respect to getting something in somewhere where it don't belong. Seriously. Be careful. Never sit your cup down. Never leave your cup unattended. Just don't trust the bar and club scene, period. Because now it's too many different things that could be happening without you even knowing what's going on until it's too late. You know what they was gonna write about me if I had God forbid, I would have overdosed behind whatever they was putting in my drink or whatever I came in contact with. You know what they was gonna write on the news? Young woman overdoses. It was gonna be painted like I'm a drug addict. Now, is that the picture you want somebody to paint of you? Cause you out trying to have a good time? And God forbid something happened to you. Now it's got me wondering how many other people then experienced this. So I started asking my friends. Long behold, at least two of them could say, like, yeah, I've experienced that same thing. Not in the same area, vicinity, probably city. It don't matter. The point that I'm making is that this could happen to anybody, man. If you got to be somewhere where you constantly doing this all the time, you don't need to be there, baby. I'm so serious. If you got to sit here and watch somebody with some binoculars to see if they doing what they said they was going to do or if they doing right by you, you probably don't need to be there. Now, again, I'm not telling nobody how to live their life or what to do. I'm just sharing my experiences, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. A good time could potentially turn into a bad thing, a bad time. And as much stuff is going on in my city right now, that's not even the environment nobody should be in because everybody just seems to be on one. We can't share the same environments and have a good time without something going left, without somebody becoming violent. And I'm gonna tell you what that's rooted in. You mix alcohol with emotions and mental health, and you got a concoction for a bomb, a severe reaction. And people be thinking so many different things and minds be going so many miles a minute that just like that, snap your finger, now somebody they wild out, shot and kill somebody. And for what? And then you ask them, well, what happened? Why did you do that? And it's like, I don't know. I was out my body. Or what's the most famous one? I was on demon time. Hey man, y'all better quit playing with certain words. What do you mean you on demon time? Understand that liquor is called a spirit. Know that there is some form of changing you, altering you based off of consumption. So be careful. Be careful what you say. Be careful about who you around. Be careful about the company you keeping. Protect yourself. Protect your peace, man. Because just like I just said, some people is on demon time. Let them tell it. And I think that's unfortunate for somebody to say out loud. If that's how you feel, you ain't got no business being around nobody. You need to be to yourself. Something is going on with you. And that don't mean that the rest of the world need to encounter it or suffer behind it or be around it, connected to it, or none of that, man. And I understand everybody got something they going through or trying to deal with. And most of us have vices and things that we trying to combat or let go. So I'm not dragging or throwing nobody under the bus. I got my own things that I'm dealing with. Okay. I just thought that I would further explain the video that I put up last week so that people have a better understanding of why I posted the video and what I was trying to accomplish by posting the video. I just want everybody to be safe, man. Pay attention to the company you keeping. Watch your surroundings. Don't leave your cup nowhere. Better yet, just stay out the bars. Stay out the clubs. It's because it ain't nothing there anyway, but potential danger. And I know some people don't want to hear that because it's like, man, what you talking about you used to do? I know what I used to do. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. This ain't nothing like it was 20 years ago. This ain't nothing like it was 15 years ago, 10 years. It's not the same as it was. No. And it's never going to be that again. That's the sad part. This is why I'm saying you better off just figure out how to find happiness, joy, and fun in your own environment, your house. That way you can control the temperature, the narrative, the people who there. You ain't got to worry about nobody cutting, slipping you nothing. You at home. I'm hoping you pouring your own liquor or whatever you doing. But never put your life in nobody's hands like that, man. Because that's what we doing every time we go out and decide we want to have a good time somewhere. We're literally putting our life in somebody else's hands. I don't know who could relate to this, but there has been several drunk driving accidents, fatal, lethal, deadly ones in my city. Now, when you are a bartender, when you work in a bar, there is way more responsibility than I think most bartenders care to share. But here's some news you can use. You're not just there to look pretty and pour drinks, okay? Your job is also to watch how many drinks and how much consumption the customers then had. So you can determine when their cutoff is coming. Okay? Because that's your responsibility. If you serve, let me give you an example. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this thought for a second. If somebody was in an establishment that you bartended in and they came and ordered a drink and you can see that they already inebriated. Okay? What do I mean by that? Because I got to make sure that I reach everybody when I say certain things. They already drunk. But they came to the bar to order another drink. It is your responsibility to read their body language and decide whether or not they can or cannot purchase another drink, consume another drink. Yeah, that's your job too. You're supposed to be counting drinks. You're supposed to be paying attention to your customers because guess what? If they walk up out of there, get on the freeway the wrong way and kill somebody or themselves, guess who the police come to talk to? You, the bartender, the owner. Yeah, y'all in trouble. It's happened. I've watched it happen more than once. To the point where after it was all said and done, you gonna have not just the family of the person who that person killed, but you got a whole civil suit on top of that. Some establishments can't survive after that. They can't. So then you see them shut down, open back up, and the name be different and the inside be changed a little bit. But if you're not going to change the way you allow things to go in your establishment, then ain't nothing going to change. It don't matter if you change the name, if you change the people that work there, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Hey, cousin, welcome. It's not going to matter. So I said all that to say, hey, don't have pity on me, but learn from me and my mistakes that I made that could potentially been fatal for me. Okay? I'm not better than you. I am you. So I don't want nobody to feel like I'm throwing them up under the bus, or I'm making them feel some type of way about anything that you do. If you're an adult, by all means, do whatever you want to do. I'm just simply telling you, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Take care of yourself. Look out for yourself. Protect your peace, your energy, and most importantly, your physical mind, your spirit. Don't let this world harden you and change you and make you be spiteful and angry and venomous. Don't be like that. Because again, this whole life is about experiences, and I'm just sharing mine. I appreciate everybody that tapped in, chimed in, commented, told somebody. Keep doing that, man. This year has been explosive for me as far as how many episodes I've actually been able to record. And I'm grateful to keep doing that. I want y'all to also look forward to some things I'm putting together. I now want to help other people do what I do. Podcasting, streaming, broadcast, whatever it is that you're trying to get going off the ground. I'm getting ready to start offering the service to help with that. Okay? So yeah, just keep chiming in with me. Just keep tuning in. There's so much more to come with my show. How we doing things, the guests, what we talking about. Hey, even the places that you might find me in. Because next year I plan on traveling a lot more, so I can meet and network with a lot more people. But I don't know where anybody is chiming in from. It is extremely cold here. Be careful, dress warm. Okay? Please, 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 please be careful, man. It's cold, it's icy, and we also have another snowstorm coming. Just take care of yourself and meet me back here on Friday for a new episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast, 8 p.m., okay? I'll be right here waiting on y'all to all come in and hang out with me. Until then, I'm your host, Denise. Oh, cuz said it's called contributory negligence. Okay, thank you. Cuz it's always a name, cuz it's always a name, but thank you. I definitely got to get you on the show, man. I love you. I'm about to try to send you a message if I can. Better buy heat.